Good morning. You're watching PA Harness Week. I'm Charlotte McBride. What an incredible night of races we have in store. We're going to take a look back first at the races from last week, the eliminations at Pocono, and then we're going to preview the races ahead, which you can expect to see some of the world's best horses race tonight at Pocono Downs, including Captaintreacherous and Foiled Again. It's all about the Poconos this week and the incredible night of racing we are expecting to see at the track here tonight. I'll talk with PHHA Executive Director Ron Batoni about Sun Stakes Saturday next. Plus, Foiled Again is again in the record books. The details a little later, and Kelly briefs us on all the big winners at last weekend's Sun Stakes elimination. Racing's fastest paced half hour starts right now on Comcast Sportsnet.
There they go. Explosive Matter wins the Colonial easily. Underway. Starting fast outside here is Brett Messenger to the early. 55 for the halftime. Just over 3 to go. At the top of the stretch.
Hello there, Kim Asabi, and welcome to another edition of PA Harness Week. She's Heather Vitale. I'm Steve Ross. I almost forgot my name. There's a little delay between the Steve and the Ross. Gonna be Schmuck doesn't know his own name, right? Hello.
Were you going to say Steve Vitale?
I was thinking that. Yeah, it's gonna go there. Why not? Okay, you know what took place last week. Mohegan Sun of Pocono Downs. This is nuts. Rick Kane, who does such a great job as the racing secretary up there, he sends me an email and he said, of the 11 paces contested on last Saturday night's card, all but one went in sub 150.
Oh, that's unbelievable. Yeah.
Now, is that nuts?
Yeah. Wow, okay. It used to be all but one went in 2 minutes or whatever.
2 minutes was a miracle mile, right?
Yeah.
And it's the breed is just insanely getting faster.
Right.
Pretty nuts. And we're going to cover that thing from stem to stern for you right here. But you know what? How could something great be greater? How about this tonight? You had the elims last week and the divisions, whatever else. The finals take place tonight, and any horse worth 4 legs is going to be at Mohegan Sun at Pocono Downs tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a great night. The Lynch final, the Beal final,
the Ham,
the
Ben Franklin free-for-all.
That's
right.
right.
I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. Well, it can get better than that, believe it or not. You can actually go and have some fun. Go to ibetmohegan.com, and they're having a great, the name of this thing is called the Sun Stakes Saturday Handicapping Challenge. You can win prizes up to 10 grand. There's no entry fee. Just go to ibetmohegan.com and get all the rules and regs and add to your pleasure and fun.
Wow. Okay, so everybody has to stay tuned, watch the show today so they can see the elimination and kind of figure out who they might want to be betting for tonight's card.
All right, let's kick it off. And Heather's got a race for you. It's a biggie.
I do. I get to kick it off with this spectacular Ben Franklin elimination. It's actually a short field of 6, but it's still very spectacular. Number 4 is Foiled Again. The little horse that could. He's like just a smaller size horse with a big heart. He's 9 years old now. 2 years ago he was Pacer of the Year. Last year, older Pacer of the Year in the entire country, still going strong. And then the other horse I want to mention is number 1, and it's Pet Rock. Coming off a really big stakes win at Tioga, and that was his lifetime best.
Underway, and Bolt the Door on the outside, really hustling towards the front. Quickly slides to the inside with the lead over Pet Rock. Foiled Again on the outside, also headed towards the front end, going to try for the engine. Back fourth now is State Treasurer, followed by Modern Legend, and Hurricane King Cole is the early trailer. And now it's Foiled Again, sweeping by Bolt the Door to take over the lead. The field of 6 now single file into the quarter in 26-1. Foiled Again, nearing $5 million in his career, has the lead for Yannick Gingras from third. Here comes Pet Rock off a win at Tioga in his last. He's the 4-5 favorite, and David Miller takes him to the front on the straightaway. Foiled Again back to the pocket. Modern Legend launching first over for Campbell into the clubhouse turn. Takes Hurricane King Cole along with him. Then back fifth is Bolt the Doer, and the early trailer is a State Treasurer. The half mile 54 even, 27-4. Second panel there humming now as they hit the backstretch with Pet Rock on top. On the outside, Modern Legend, only 3 parts of a length back. Inside, Foiled Again is right up behind the leader. Then it's Hurricane King Cole, second over, about 2 away and advancing. Bolt the Door is on the inside, 5th. Third over, 6th, State Treasurer. They've all got a shot within 4.5 from front to back here at 3/4 and 1:21 and 2. 27 and 2, the third panel. Pet Rock trying to hold off Modern Legend. Foiled Again, still there waiting his chance. And now from far back, both State Treasurer and Hurricane King Cole coming up. Top of the stretch, Pet Rock still with the lead. Inside, Foiled Again. Outside, Modern Legend. Pet Rock, Foiled Again. Modern Legend, Foiled Again, taking over. Foiled Again.
There were 3 right there at the wire. A great race. The lead goes from Bolt the Door to Foiled Again to Pet Rock. Coming down the stretch, driver Yannick Gingras pulls the left line. He takes the passing lane. Foiled Again was among the oldest of the Ben Franklin competitors on this night, and he really teaches his younger rivals a thing or two.
He's 9, right?
This horse. Yes, he
so
is 9.
So he's 63 in horse years?
Yeah, something like that. Very
almost
nice.
Ready for Social Security, you know?
By the way, this was his 180th lifetime start, and it was a new lifetime mark and a world record for pacing geldings on a 5/8 mile track. He pays $10 to win.
And if I may add, it was the fastest clocking on a night of incredibly fast clockings by this 9-year-old little horse with a big heart. Foiled Again.
Yeah, you can't add that. I'm not going to let you. Okay, but finishing second in here was Modern Legend. Pet Rock also ended up advancing to the final, which takes place tonight.
Let's have a look at the 8th race, the first of 3 divisions of the Ben Franklin free-for-all pace, $50 on the line. Number 7, Better Than Cheddar, who according to trainer Casey Coleman is better than ever, was even money with the Minister of Speed, but it was not to be for Cheese Boy as Youth was served. Specifically, number 6, Dynamic Youth, off at 5-1 with Andrew McCarthy, who beat number 1, Clear Vision, with Matt Kikali ahead in 1:48 and 3. Better Than Cheddar, who cut the mile, faded to 3rd.
Now I have the 3rd elimination here. It's an interesting field starring 2 divisional champs. Number 6, Sweet Lou, was the 2-year-old United States champ 2 years ago. Number 7, Heston Blue Chip, 3-year-olds United States champ last year, but guess what? Neither of them made the final. It was number 2, Razzle Dazzle, who had a great trip, picked up the victory in 1:49, paid $23.40 with Brian Sears in the bike. Looked for a moment that Our Lucky Chip would be the winner, but Razzle Dazzle went down the Pocono pike, ends up winning, and One Lucky Chip was second. Up for 3rd was Up the Credit.
All right, and I want to add this too, that the boys up at Pocono, Rick Kane and Ron Bertoni, they put together a few races, hoping they would fill, and they did, of consolation races. So if the ones didn't make the final, a lot of great horse selection didn't make the final, they're going to be in the consolation. And who wins that one? You, baby.
I'm glad you added that.
It's okay to add that?
That was okay.
Okay, stay with us when we come back. We're going to have the Earl Beal Memorial. It's going to be good. Stay right.
Don't you forget about back-to-back victories. Works the pocket now for Gingras.
Tonight, it's race night. $2 million. An unforgettable night of racing. Don't miss Sun Stakes Saturday, June 29th. At Mohegan Sun at Pocono Downs, race night is your time to shine.
Hi there, welcome back to PA Harness Week. Boy, I'm excited. There's so much good racing going on. I mean, this is just as good as it gets. And it'll keep getting better as it goes through the summer. It's just neat.
I know, I love this time of year.
Pretty cool. Okay, let's go to Mohegan Sun and Pocono Downs. Race 2, the first of 3 divisions of the Earl Beal Memorial Trot. Number 1, Don't You Forget It with Yannick Gingras. And number 3, Celebrity Maserati with Tom Jackson were co-chalks at 7-5. Number 5, A Perfect Yankee with Jim Oscarson with 6-1. And with a call, Jim Avila.
A Perfect Yankee, the furthest on the outside of that group, being urged to the front. Inside, Don't Don't You Forget It is strolling along the pylons. A Perfect Yankee, slight lead, but Don't You Forget It now rests that away from him with Celebrity Maserati in between horses coming up. Back fourth, watching it all is Possessed Fashion as Celebrity Maserati takes the lead. Then it's He's a Rube fifth, followed by Broadway Prince, Do We Color in the Lines, and Creatine. They're bunched up the quarter in 28 even, and Celebrity Maserati taking over, coming off a Sire Stakes victory, 4 wins in 5 this year. Tom Jackson in the bike now, and he's the 7-5 favorite. Don't You Forget It off back-to-back victories, works the pocket now for Gingras. It's 2 back to John Campbell and Possessed Fashion. Then it's He's a Rube fourth. A Perfect Yankee used hard early, still kind of hanging on the outside there. Inside, Broadway Prince saves ground. At the back, Do We Color in the Line, and on the outside, Creatine. Half mile reached 56-3, 28-3 the second panel now. That was against the wind. Now Celebrity Maserati will have to turn it on to keep off the pressure of Don't You Forget It. Just lurking in the pocket for Gingras. Inside, Possessed Fashion still saving ground at 5/8 is about 3 away. To the outside, Broadway Prince trying to make a first overplay. Possessed Fashion now also tips to the outside. That leaves the inside for He's a Rube, getting a nice trip. Further back, Do We Color in the Line, and Creatine. Celebrity Maserati still on top. 3/4, 124-3, 28 even there in the back. Celebrity Maserati trying to hold off Possessed Fashion. Inside, Don't You Forget It, getting the trip of trips much further back to He's a Rube and Creatine. Top of the stretch, Celebrity Maserati still clinging tight on the inside. Don't You Forget It coming through. Outside, Possessed Fashion. They're 3 across here. Possessed Fashion, Don't You Forget It. Don't You Forget It, taking the short way and getting the win.
Don't You Forget It. Got the first call before yielding to Celebrity Maserati, who cut the mile in the stretch. Don't You Forget It. Hit the front, held off number 2, Possessed Fashion. You've been a victim of that, haven't you?
Every day.
All right. With John Campbell a neck in 152-1, Celebrity Maserati faded to third. All right. Race 9, the third of 3 divisions of the Earl Beale Memorial, number 8, Smilin Eli. He is one tough trotter. With Timmy Teacher was 3-5 and won it with authority in 152-3. But the big parimutuel story were the Bombs, who finished second and third. Number 7, FICO, off at 78-1 with Ron Pierce was second. Number 5, picture this, a 70-1 shot with Charlie Norris got third. Hindsight, of course, is 20/20. But if you wheel the 3-5 chalk on top with all, for a deuce, you got back $1,197. And the best part, the payoff was $3 short of taxes. No taxes, piece of cake, 3-5 shot on top, you hit the try. No handicapping, wheeled it, collect, chalk, pop. Who said you can't make money in this game, man?
I never said that. I love how I talk about little horses with big hearts, and you talk about how everybody can make tons and tons of money.
Well, speaking of big hearts, here's our Kelly Connors, and she caught up with somebody very interesting. Let's watch.
A super moon for a super night of racing at Mohegan Sun at Pocono Downs. Hot, humid weather and a fast track setting the scene as some of the best in the sport qualifying for the finals in the Beale, the Lynch, and the Hemp Memorial, not to mention the Ben Franklin Pace. Here's a look at how it all played out.
I get chills driving him. He's one of the few horses you can say that. You know, he's unbelievable. I'm lost for word, really. You know, he's that special.
That's driver Yannick Gingras' reaction just moments after taking the sport's richest pacer foiled again past the finish line in 148 flat. That was the fastest division of the Ben Franklin and a new world record.
Nothing surprised me from him. You know, I mean, he's just a very, very special horse. And you know, he got a good trip tonight, and he put up. You know, I mean, like maybe 4 or 5 times we've written him off throughout his career. And I mean, I picked off of him for the first time ever last start, and he just proved me wrong again. You know, he's just an unbelievable racehorse.
And the unbelievable performances didn't stop there. In an earlier division of the Franklin, Dynamic Youth started and finished the mile strong, tripping the timer in 148-3, which equals the track record.
He raced great tonight. This year he's just come back a completely different horse. I had a lot of trouble trying to get him to leave the gate last year. So, you know, this year we've been concentrating on trying to step him out of there a little bit, and he's been responding. You know, he left 25-3 tonight, so he's getting pretty handy.
Rounding out the Franklin Limbs was a dazzling performance by 6-year-old Razzle Dazzle. The 2-month layoff following his sweep in the Levy Series proved to be just what he needed to get through to next week's $500,000 final. Well, that and a little luck.
We got a little luck with Sweet Lou making a break. Otherwise, I probably would have ended up in the 3-hole. But, ended up in the 2-hole, perfect trip. Horse took us right to the head of the lane, and I was able to make up ground in the passing lane.
The Pocono Pike was a popular path with the trotters, too. In the first and fastest elimination of the Earl Beale Jr. Memorial, Jimmy Takter trained Don't You Forget It put up a memorable performance in his 5th start of the year.
He's a little horse that, needs a trip. You can't be on the front. And with the rail, I just want to push off enough to get away second or third. And we got to follow the best horse. I thought the horse to beat. So the trip worked out great.
In the third and final division of the Beale, undefeated Smilin Eli kept his winning streak alive, overcoming the outside post position and securing his spot in the $500,000 final.
He was pretty fresh tonight, and we went forward off the gate pretty hard and went 26 and a piece a quarter. And but he held strong all the way, and he went a really good mile. I was very happy with it, and looking forward to next week.
For PA Harness Week, I'm Kelly Connors.
Thank you so much, Kelly Connors. And as promised, boy, there's more action to come. Just when you think we've dried up, there is more, a full flow of racing. We're going to have the Lynch Memorial and the Hemp Memorial. And the Hemp is going to feature, wow, the champ. I'm talking Pacer of the Year. Last year, the 2-year-old then, now 3. Captaintreacherous undefeated this year. You will see him in action. Don't you dare think of moving him up.
It's Captaintreacherous on top, a perfect 3 for 3. Might be the sport's brightest star right now.
Tonight, it's race night. $2 million, an unforgettable night of racing. Don't miss Sun Stakes Saturday, June 29th. At Mohegan Sun at Pocono Downs, race night is your time to shine.
Hey, you, welcome back. It's PA Harness Week, and we're still rolling along as promised because we never lie, only when it's convenient. We promised you Captaintreacherous undefeated this year, and we're delivering, and Heather's got this action. Now, for those of you who watch this horse 24/7, you can see him online, can't you?
Oh, yeah, you can. If you just go to thebigm.com or meadowlandsracetrack.com, they have a little link there. You go to events, you press on that, and then it says the Captain Cam, and you can look into his stall 24 hours a day. It's a little addictive because, addicting because, I'll look at him at 10:30 at night, or if I get up in the middle of the night, I'll be like, what's he doing? Is he lying down sleeping, or is he standing up sleeping?
But for those of you that don't care what he's doing other than when he's racing, so you can bet on him, Heather's got this race for you.
I do, yes. It's a Hemp Memorial Elimination. Purse $25,000. Number 4 is Captaintreacherous, 1-5 favorite, and he just comes off a win here in the $1 million North America Cup, and he has won 3 out of 3 so far this season. Now, number 1 is Vegas Vacation. He expected to do really well in the North America Cup, and he actually ended up finishing 7th in there. Before that, though, he did have 4 wins in a row, and he's 3-1 second choice, and the rest of the field are double digits.
Captaintreacherous also making his way to the front. Inside a close third is Vegas Vacation, followed by Didi's Dragon fourth. Captaintreacherous is now cleared for the lead. Scalped is fifth, followed there by Some Kind of Beach at the back. Joey the Warhorse and Sir Richard Z-Tam. To the quarter-mile marker they roll. They get there 27-1. Relatively relaxing early quarter there. It's Captaintreacherous on top. A perfect 3 for 3. Might be the sport's brightest star right now. He's the 1-5 favorite with Tetrick in the bike. Rocket Amadeus 2 for 3 this year. Has only lost to Captaintreacherous. Sits the pocket. 2 back now to Vegas Vacation third. Single foul to Didi's Dragon. Scalped is fifth around the turn. Some Kind of Beach heads out looking for cover. And at the back, Sir Richard Z-Tam and Joey the Warhorse. Half mile 55-4. 28-3. Second panel. Relatively easy pace here. Tetrick hasn't asked anything from Captaintreacherous. He's on top by about a length now. Still, that's Jim Gingras with Rockin' Amadeus in the pocket. Inside third, now to the outside with a first over move. Vegas Vacation about 2.5 away. Further back to Didi's Dragon on the outside, some kind of beach, then scalped. 3/4, 122-2, 26-3 on the back. It's Captaintreacherous by a length. On the outside, Vegas Vacation making a strong effort here. Inside, Rockin' Amadeus still waiting. Didi's Dragon tips out fourth. Top of the stretch, Captaintreacherous. Now Tetrick asks for the first time, but Vegas Vacation on the outside is in full gear. Captaintreacherous in trouble. Vegas Vacation is tight. It's Captaintreacherous.
Captaintreacherous does the work on the front. Hand driver Tim Tetrick, they get to the half in 55-4, which is like, big whoop. I could pace to the half in 55-4, right?
Yeah, let's see.
But then they really turn on the engines. The captain puts on his matey face, okay? They get to the wire first in 148-4. I think that Tim Tetrick, when he drives Captaintreacherous, should put like a little parrot on his shoulder and wear an eye patch and do a whole like Captain Pirate theme.
Why didn't I think of that?
Yeah, work on that, guys. All right. Okay, so he's trained by Tony Alagna, and the Vegas Vacation flying home was right there for second. Rockin' Amadeus was third, and here's more on the race.
Tony Alagna, trainer of Captaintreacherous, keeping that winning streak alive. Talk to us about your reaction watching this race here play out tonight.
I was very happy that the way he got to the front, he was able to ease him to the front. First quarter in 27-1. He got a nice, comfortable second quarter. So, I knew he'd pace home good from there. Vegas Vacation took a good run at him. He's a very fast horse, Vegas Vacation. And Tim said, there's going to be a lot of races like that this summer because he says Captaintreacherous gets so relaxed on the front end. He goes, until another horse comes at him, he really doesn't respond. And whenever he sees that horse, he grabs right a hold of the bit again. He's ready to race. So, happy with the effort.
Shall we move on? Shall we? Okay. Race number 3, the first of 3 divisions of the Max C. Hemp Memorial. Number 2, Lone Wolf Courier with Brian Sears was taking all the money at 2-5, but was nowhere to be found. Even though he picked up cover, he had finished a puzzling 5th. Number 3, Johnny Rock, off at 8-1 with Andy Miller, cut the mile, including the fastest third quarter in the history of harness racing, 25-4. While battling number 7, Word Power, with Corey Callahan for the lead. Then along came number 1, Emeritus Maximus, an 8-1 shot with Doug McNair to just beat Johnny Rock, a schnoz. Wolf Power got third. Sadly, Johnny Rock did everything but win, proving once again that life's not always fair, but it's always there till it's gone, then it's not.
Wow, that's very poetic.
So I will tell you this, if he's not totally cooked off of that mile, the captain better watch out. This is a serious animal.
Yeah, it's going to be a great race. Great race.
Right.
But I still have another elimination to get through for the final that's happening tonight. Okay. Number 3 is Wake Up Peter, 3-5 favorite in this elimination, coming off a third place finish in the $1 million North America Cup final. And he had a nice second over trip in here, but it was the sophomore traveling first up, number 1, Sunfire Blue Chip, who was really hot on this evening, bringing home the fastest hemp elim in 148.3 with Yannick Gingras at the controls. Evening of Treasure took home the place money, and Martini Hanover picked up third.
All right, stay with us because when we come back, the James M. Lynch Memorial Limbs will be in your face, so don't dare go away.
First time past the faithful Stevie Singh and works hard to clear here for David Miller.
Tonight it's race night. $2 million, an unforgettable night of racing. Don't miss Sun Stakes Saturday, June 29th. At Mohegan Sun at Pocono Downs, race night is your time to shine.
Welcome back to a special edition of PA Harness Week. She's Heather Vitale, I'm Steve Ross, and we promised you the Lynch, and we are going to deliver. We're going to deliver that bad boy right now. The first of 2 divisions of the James M. Lynch Memorial for 3-year-old pacing fillies. Number 7, She Be Stingin', or She Best in Gin. What is it?
It's She Be Stingin'.
She Be Stingin'. I like that. Okay, with Dave Miller was 4-5. Number 1, Jersey Licious with Corey Callahan. And number 5, Miss Kayla J. Fra with Simon Allard. We're both 2-1. And with the call, here's Jim Avila.
A bit of a breather there for the leader, She Be Stingin'. Jersey Licious on the outside, first over now with the win, going to try to reel that leader in. Meanwhile, Miss Kayla J. Fra in an excellent spot in the pocket there for Allard. Also on the inside, UF Dragons Queen Authorized comes up into 5th. Further back there, struggling to keep up Cult Status and Donna Lee. 3/4 reached 122-3, 26-4 there on the back, hung up by She Be Stingin', who leads it by a length. Ms. Kayla J. Fra is threatening there in the pocket. Outside, Jersey Licious is flattened out. Further back to Authorized. Top of the stretch, She Be Stingin' still there. Miss Kayla J. Fra now taking a good shot at her on the outside. She Be Stingin' digging in. Miss Kayla J. Fra lunging at the line. Miss Kayla J. Fra.
Miss Kayla J. Fra made the top before yielding to She Be Stingin'. In the lane, Miss Kayla came outside and she beat She Be Stingin' home ahead in 1:49.3. Jersey Licious came first up. It wasn't a real threat and finished 5 back in 3rd.
Now we're going to head into the next elimination. Actually, there was just 2 eliminations for the Lynch on this evening. Number 4 is I Love the Nightlife.
I like to boogie.
Thank you very
on the
much.
disco.
One line would have been good, but I appreciate
Sorry
it.
about that.
She was the 1-9 favorite with good reason. She just won the Fan Hanover in Canada impressively. She's back in the States. She continues to dazzle. Tim Tetrick worked out a garden spot trip, crossed the wire in 1:51 for trainer Chris Ryder. Second was Nikki Beach, and Charisma Hanover was 3rd. I also want to mention the 4th place finisher who made the final and last year's divisional champ, Somewhere Over Rainbow. This was just her second start in 37 days, and she was the pace setter in this race. Looks like she might have gotten a little bit tired in the elimination. She should be a bigger force in the final. Now we'll head over to Charlotte McBride, and she is Pennsylvania Harness Horsemen Association's Executive Director, Ron Batoni, with her, and he is going to talk about this great evening at Mohegan Sun at Pocono Downs.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with PHHA Executive Director Ron Batoni. Ron, it was a great elimination there at Pocono last week, and this week you're expecting even bigger crowds, even bigger races. What kind of night is this going to be?
It's going to be a great night. Number one, you can't downsize last week either because they were the best horses in the country, and it's just eliminations and who got in. But we did make some consolations, so if they didn't get in, they've got an opportunity to race for a little bit more money this week.
What does it take to put together a card like this?
A lot of work and a lot of money.
You've been doing this for a long time. What kind of night are you really expecting tonight? Because we're expecting big crowds and we're expecting great races, but you personally, what are you expecting?
We're looking at a big crowd, hopefully no rain. We want to see good racing, fast racing, and hopefully everybody stays healthy and safe.
We know the Earl Beale Memorial is part of this as well. What did Earl mean to you, and what kind of guy was he like for people that didn't get to know him?
Earl probably is the reason why we're in the position we are today. He was at the lead of slots. It's a shame that he was there when slots came around, but it's a shame he didn't get a chance to see this kind of racing back in 2010 when we had the Breeders' Crown. But this was something I'm sure he's looking down on us, and he's very pleased with everything that's going on.
Well, we look forward to tonight, and we're very excited for it. We'll see you guys there. Back to you.
Thank you, Charlotte, and thank you, Ron. We are looking forward to an incredible night tonight. And let me remind you once again what's going on. Above and beyond the great racing taking place at Mohegan Sun at Pocono Downs tonight, they have the Sun Stakes Saturday Handicapping Challenge, coincidentally on Saturday, which is coincidentally today. So if you want to get down on this bad boy, just go to ibetmohegan.com, get all the rules and regs and find out how you win big money, big prizes, all good stuff. Going to be an incredible night. And go on out to Mohegan Sun at Pocono Downs. You will not find a better card of racing anywhere, okay? And for all of us here at PA Harness Week, including Bruce Casella, Kelly Connors, Charlotte McBride, and my partner, Heather Vitale, I'm Steve Ross reminding you to pick up the pace and get high on harness.
It's only natural.
Explosive Matter wins the Colonial easily.
Underway.
Starting fast.